So we're answering, this is the last video, and we'll be answering number 15 to 18. Okay, so again, let's look at all the problems first. You can see number 15, this is a subtraction of two fractions. 16 is the same thing. 17 is the same thing. Number 18 is the same thing. Um, what's the difference between these problems? Okay, so if you look at number 15 to 17, all the numerators are just monomials, right? So that's great. But the number letter number 19, oh 18, these two are binomials. So whenever you have binomial in your denominator in your subtracting, it's probably wise to make sure that put them inside the parentheses, right? But for 15 to 17, we don't have to do that for now. The reason you need to put it in parentheses is because that minus sign right there, there is that lingering -1 that you need to distribute later on. Okay, so let's answer number 15. 28 over 9x minus 19 over 9x. First things first, you need to make sure that their denominators are the same. Luckily, this one, they are the same. So, therefore, you just need to put them all together. So, 28 minus 19, 28 minus 19, that's gonna be 9, right? Over 9x. And so now you can factor out the numerator. So you have 3 times 3 over 3 times 3 times x. So therefore, this 3 and that 3 will cancel out. That 3 and that 3 will cancel out. So you don't have anything left in the numerator. So you cannot just leave it by like that. So you need to put a 1 on top of it. Okay. Number 16, it's the same thing. 16 over 5x minus 6 over 5. You need to make sure that their denominators are the same. Well, they're not. So therefore, we need to find we need to factor them all out. So you have something like this going on first. The 5x is 5 times x, and the 5 is just plain 5, right? Okay. So, and we copy 16 here, we copy 6 here. All right. So next is we need to itemize. I mean, find all the unique factors. So the 5 is one dot. 5 here, one dot. Also, the x has two dots. Okay. So now we're gonna get all the common factors. So you have 5, this 5, and that 5, and then that x, and that's it. So therefore, we copy 5x here as well. Then we copy the numerator here 16. We copy here 16, 6, and then we will circle. So this one is exactly like that. So nothing to do with that one. But this one, you only have 6 and 5 the same, so that you have that x extra. Therefore, you need to multiply the top also with x. Okay? So now you have 16 over 5x minus 6 times x is 6x over 5x. So now they finally have the same denominators. You can combine them in the same denominators, which is 5x. Okay, and 16 minus 6x cannot be combined, so you just do 16 minus 6x. And that's it. All right, so let's do number 17. So 4x minus x plus 8 minus 2x minus x plus 8. First things first, we need to make sure that their denominators are the same. Well, they are, so therefore we can just combine them in one denominator. Now this is still a monomial, so you don't need to put it in in a parentheses. You can just write it out. 4x minus 2x. And so you can simplify the top. 4x minus 2x, that's 2x over 8x, x plus 8. Now, can you factor this top? Yes, you can. 2 times x. Can you factor that the denominator? No, you can't. So since you can't factor the denominator, then therefore there's nothing that's going to get factored. So therefore, that's all you have to show for that. All right, next one. X minus 5 over x minus 5 over 4x minus 2x plus 6, 16x. Okay, so this is the part where if you look at the numerators, they are binomials. So this one you need to put in parentheses. This one also you need to put in parentheses, even though they're not written that way. Okay, so that's the first thing. Next thing is we need to make sure that they have the same denominators. Well, they're not. So therefore, if they are not, then you need to factor the denominators. So 4x is 2 times 2 times x. And then 16x is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times x. And then we copy the numerators in parentheses 2x plus 6. Okay? All right, so now we will look at the common denominators. So you do this 2, let's do a colored one, another color. So that 2 is paired with that 2. This 2, you will have 2 dots paired with this. Okay? Now this x, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Well, you have two other two, so this one is different. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you know there should be 5 numbers in your the new denominator. Okay, so what are those? So you have the 2. So that and that. That's that and uh okay, I'm gonna repeat this because I messed up on my dots. Okay. So just forget about what I said. Just pretend that we're still factoring. Okay. Now I'm gonna start with the dot. I'm gonna restart with the dots. Okay. This and that, their partner. Okay. This one should have 2 dots. This one should have 2, not 3. Okay. Now this x, 1, 2, 3, paired with this x, 1, 2, 3. Now there's 2 more here, so you will do 1, 2, 3, 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they don't get partnered because they are on the same fraction. So every different ones between the two denominators. Okay. All right. So now that we have that, we will rewrite. How many twos are there that are unique? So you have this and that. So that's gone. This 2 and that 2, that's gone. This 2 right here, which is a 4. This 2 right here, which is a 5. And then these two x's right there. So these are your common, that's your common denominator. And so you just copy that 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times x. Copy the numerator, x minus 5, 2x plus 6 in parentheses. Okay, so we will circle now. So this is x plus 5 and then 2 x's. So it's this one. So therefore, what that means is you need to multiply the top by 2 times 2. This one right here, right? Now the numerator on the second part, these are exactly the same. We have 4 2's and 1 x. So that's exactly the same. You don't have to do anything about that. All right, so now we need to multiply. So this is 2 times 2. This is basically 4, right? So you need to distribute that 4 with that one. So you will have 4x minus 20, still in parentheses, over 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times x minus, still in parentheses, 2x plus 6 over 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times x. Okay, so now they have the same denominators. We will combine them together in one set of denominators, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times x. And then you have in parentheses 4x minus 20 minus in parentheses 2x plus 6. And the reason we have that parentheses is because of that lingering 1 that you need to distribute there. Okay, all right, so let's do that. Okay, so we will have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times x, and they have 4x minus 20 because that's basically just positive 1 that you multiply, so it's going to be the same. Now negative 1 times 2x is negative 2x, negative 1 times 6x is negative 6. Okay, combining like terms on the numerator, you have 4x and 2x, that's going to be 4x, not 4x, I can't even subtract anymore. Okay, so yeah, that's 2x, and then negative 20 minus 6, that's negative 26. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 6. All right, so the reason we, n times, not 6, but x. Okay, so the reason we're doing this for this particular part is because we want to check if the numerator can be factored and if there's something that can be canceled with the denominator. And yes, you can factor out the 2, right? So you have x minus 13 over 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times x. And so now you can cancel this 2. So therefore, your final answer will be x minus 13 over multiply all of that, 8x. Okay? So let's see if we answer this correctly. X minus 13 over 8x. Yes, there's an answer. Okay, so try this. This is a little bit harder, but it would be good for you to try. Okay?